Hey, what is going on, guys? Thanks for checking out this video. My sports Gematria. I'm going to be going over where my head is at for the UFC Fight Night on ESPN. I think it's UFC Fight Night 173 or UFC on ESPN 11. It goes by both name titles, which is confusing. Just like the last Fight Night had two different name titles. I didn't know which one it was. Was it 172 or was it Fight Night on ESPN 10? I don't know. ESPN says one thing, Bovada says another, and then Google says another. But that's neither here nor there. I'm going to go over all 5 main card fights, and then I have one prelim fight by request. Somebody asked me to look at the Ticia Torres versus Brianna Van Buren prelims fight. So let's look at that one first. In this one, I am kind of liking Brianna Van Buren. And as always, you know, when I go through these picks preview, I'm going to have a final picks write up on Saturday. So my picks will be in writing, underlined, italicized. There will be no confusion. The picks in this video are subject to change. However, this is just where my head's at, so you know what I'm thinking. And if anything new pops up from here till Saturday that caused me to change something, you'll see that in my final picks that I post, like I always do. And if you have any questions or comments or concerns, go ahead and leave it in the comment below this post. But let's get back to it. Brianna Van Buren. I'm not seeing an upset here. I think the person that wanted me to check out this fight was probably eyeing a potential upset. I'm not seeing an upset really. What I'm seeing is Brianna Van Buren winning. It's the 20th on the Gregorian. It's the 20th day. Torres versus Van Buren equals 71, the 20th prime number. It also sums to 199, the 46th prime number. It's the 20th day with 46 date numerology. It also has 66 date numerology, and with the loss, Ticia Torres would become 6-6 for a UFC fight record in her 12th UFC fight. She would get her 6th overall loss, as she got her 6th UFC fight loss. The word 6 sums to 16 and 20, it being her 16th fight overall. But 71, back to 71, the 20th prime, it being the 20th. Well, actually, no. Let's say Brianna Van Buren sums to 66. So we'll keep that going. 66, 6. Could get her 6th loss in her 16th. Total span of 46 days till Brianna Van Buren's 27th birthday. Date numerology of 46. Torres versus Van Buren, 199, the 46th prime. 27 sums to 46. As well as 172, it being the 172nd day on the Gregorian. But Brianna Van Buren can get her 7th win in a row. This is her 2nd UFC fight, her 12th overall. And she could become 2-0 with a win like 20. 71, the 20th prime. She could become 2-0 like 20 on the 20th of June. The word 7 sums to 20. So she can get her 7th win in a row, become 2-0 like 20. Torres versus Van Buren, the 71, the 20th prime. And then we have this other stuff, 66, 66, the 6s with the 16. So I'm actually leaning on Brianna Van Buren, and I will post this in my picks too. So I'll have 1 prelim fight and 5 main card fights posted on Saturday. But this is what I like for now. If you guys have anything different, don't hesitate to comment below. Like I said, these particular picks are subject to change. They can change if anything, any new information comes up that I deem could affect the outcome. So the first main card fight, Jim Miller versus Roosevelt Roberts. I almost feel like this one's kind of too easy. Maybe it's too easy for its own good. I don't know. But Jim Miller, he has a no contest fight So even though he can become 32-14 or 31-15 in his 46th fight on 46 State numerology, it's actually his 47th fight because he has one no contest. What's interesting about that is Jim Miller sums to 47, this being his 47th fight. 47 is the 15th prime number, and he can get his 15th overall loss for his career. He's fighting Roosevelt Roberts, who was born on February 11th, 2/11. 211 is the 47th prime number. Jim Miller, it's 71 days till his upcoming birthday, the 37th birthday. Today with 30 date numerology, 30 sums to 37, but it's the 20th of June. 71, the 20th prime. We talked about 71 and 20 down here with the Torres and Van Buren fight. 71 days till his upcoming birthday. He can stay on 20 UFC wins as he gets his 15th overall fight loss. What's interesting about Roosevelt Roberts is he can become 1-1-1 for an overall record, as well as 5-1 for the UFC. We have 51 and 1-1-1 date numerology on the Hebrew Religious. So I want to go with that. 1-1-1, 51. The bigger thing for me, though, is the 47s. 47, 47, 211, 15th loss. But I'm liking Roosevelt Roberts in this one. And again, I will post my final picks on Saturday, as always. So let me know if you have something different here. Next one, Belal Muhammad versus Lyman Good. Belal Muhammad, excuse me. I'm very bad at pronouncing names. This is what was confusing, is I don't know if this is UFC Fight Night 173 or if it's UFC on ESPN 11. I don't know. But if Belal Muhammad wins, he becomes 17-3 for a fight record. I'm not going to focus on that because I don't know what this is. I don't know if it's UFC Fight Night 173 or if it's UFC on ESPN 11. So I'm just not going to bother with this 173. I'm going to find something else that I can connect if it makes sense. So the first thing I noticed for Lyman Good is he can get his 6th loss overall in his 6th UFC fight. So that's one thing I noticed. But what really popped out to me is Las Vegas, Nevada sums to 245 and 83. Belal Muhammad sums to 245, and with the win, he would become 8-3 for a UFC fight record like 83. 245, 83, Las Vegas, Nevada. 245, 83. He would get his 3rd win in a row as he stays on 3 UFC losses as well as 3 overall losses. It's a total span of 20 days till his 32nd birthday. This is his 20th fight, it being the 20th of June. Pretty interesting. And then we have some 3s down here. 33. We know 33 sums to 66. 66 date numerology on the Gregorian. This could be the 6th here. 6th UFC fight. 6th loss overall. 6-6. 66 date numerology. 33 sums to 66. Lyman Good sums to 137. The 33rd prime. Could have 33 for a fight record. So that's what I'm liking here. Plus 33 also equals 156. Here, I'll show you. Most of you guys already know. 33, 66, 156. 66 date numerology on the Gregorian. 6th loss in his 6th fight. He can become 3-3, like 33. Lyman Good equals 137, the 33rd prime. 33 also sums to 156. Muhammad versus Good equals 156. Also, what's interesting is Muhammad versus Good equals 69, and it's 347 days since his 31st birthday. 347 is the 69th prime number. He can get his 3rd win in a row, and Lyman Good would end his 1 fight win streak, 3-1, 1-3, like 31. 347 days since his 31st birthday. So for right now, I like Bella Muhammad. Raquel Pennington versus Marion Reneo. I'm very terrible at pronouncing names. I think this one's a 31 pattern. It's 289 days since Raquel's 31st birthday. It being the 28th day of the 9th month on the Hebrew Civil, like 289. So let's look at 31. 31 is the 11th prime number. This potentially could be UFC on ESPN 11. 31, the 11th prime. Raquel's looking for her 11th overall win for her career. She can end her one fight losing streak as Marion gets her third loss in a row. 3-1, 1-3, 3-1. 31, the 11th prime. Pennington versus Renault equals 89, the 11th Fibonacci number. This is Marion's 11th UFC fight. So 11s, 31s everywhere. And with the loss, she can become 9-6-1. 9-6-1 has a square root of 31. So I feel like this is 11 galore. I like Raquel Pennington for this one as of right now. It's actually her 43rd birthday, the day of this fight. 43rd birthday. 140, 59, 130, 49. A 14th prime. I don't know. Nothing jumps out at me with 41. Yeah. The only thing that tricks me with this is the 77s. Women's bantamweight, women's bantamweight. I'm so bad at pronouncing stuff. Women's bantamweight equals 77. Raquel Pennington equals 77. It's 77 days till her upcoming birthday. With the loss, she would become 7-7 for a UFC fight record in her 14th fight. 43, the 14th prime. It's Marion's 43rd birthday. It's a very real possibility. I'm not going to bet on it. I'm going to take the 31s instead. This being Marion's 16th fight. 16 equals 96. She would become 9-6 for a fight record. And then you also add the 1, 9-6-1, which has a square root of 31. She would get her third loss in a row. She would end her one loss lose streak, 3-1, 31. 289 days since her 31st birthday. Yeah. But the 77 is there. So if Raquel loses, it'd be because of the 77s. 77, 175, 49, 86, 126, 45, 117, 54. I don't know. Nothing jumps out at me. Let me know if you have something different. We can always change it if we have to, but right now I like Raquel. And then Josh Emmett versus Shane Burgos. If Shane Burgos wins, his fight record overall, as well as his fight record for UFC, would be exactly in line with the Hebrew and the Gregorian calendar. And what I mean by that is on the Hebrew, it's the 28th day. 28th day. 28 equals 141. He would become 14-1 overall. He would also become 7-1 for a UFC fight record. And we've already talked about 71 in two other fights. 71, the 20th prime number, it being the 20th on the Gregorian. So he would have a Hebrew overall and a Gregorian UFC. His name sums to 168. 168 on the Hebrew religious side. But featherweight equals 63. See, I don't know if it's UFC on ESPN 11. But featherweight equals 63 and 72. Josh Emmett can become 72 or 63. I'm going to go with the 63 because if it is UFC on ESPN 11, which I have no idea if it is, 11 sums to 63. And then 63 sums to 153. And so he would be 153 overall, 63 for the UFC. Let me know what you guys think. Keep it moving. And then the main card fight, Curtis Blaydes, Alexander Volkov. So UFC Fight Night, Blaydes versus Volkov. UFC Fight Night, Blaydes versus Volkov. Sums to 128 as well as 142. With the win, Curtis Blaydes can become 14-2 for a fight record. This is Alexander's 39th fight. 39 equals 142 and 128. 128, 142. UFC Fight Night, Blaydes versus Volkov. $241 days since Alexander's 31st birthday. He's sitting on 31 wins. 126, 127 days till his 32nd. He can get his 32nd win. I'm going to go with the 31. I mean, if it's UFC on ESPN 11, 31 the 11th prime. But we don't know if it's UFC on ESPN 11 or 173. I don't know. But Blaydes versus Volkov equals 53. It's a total span of 241 days since his 31st birthday. 241, the 53rd prime number. 31 sums to 53, as well as 46. Today with 46 date numerology on the Gregorian. They can stay, or Alexander can stay on 31 wins. And Curtis Blaydes can become 9-2 for a UFC fight record. 92 equals 46. Blaydes versus Volkov, 206 on June 20th, 6/20 or 20/6. 199, the 46th prime. It also sums to 82. Curtis Blaydes comes into this fight with an 8-2 UFC record. He can become 9-2 or 8-3. I'm going with a 9-2. Yeah. The only thing that kind of makes me nervous about this is Las Vegas, Nevada equals 133. Heavyweight equals 133. Curtis Blaydes can become 13-3 with a loss. He would become 8-3 for a UFC record. 83, Las Vegas, Nevada, 133 and 83. We kind of do that same thing with this guy down here. Las Vegas, Nevada, 245, 83. His name sums to 245. Could become 8-3. Same kind of idea, but for some reason, I still want to go with the 142. This almost just seems too easy. The 133, 133, 133. And then also 52. Yeah, because heavyweight equals 61. Alexander becomes 6-1. It's the 28th day of the 3rd month on the Hebrew religious. 283, the 61st prime. So there's definitely numbers there for it. There's definitely numbers for a crazy upset. But I don't know if he comes 5-2, like 52. 52 sums to 92. Curtis looking to be 9-2. He can become 5-2. I like Curtis Blaydes. So as of right now, I'm leaning towards Curtis, Shane, Raquel, Belal, Roosevelt, and prelims, Brianna. Of course, I'll make my final picks in writing, italicized and underlined, Saturday, so look for that. And if you have anything to add to this, any concerns, questions, or anything different that you have that you think could possibly change my opinion on one of these, definitely don't hesitate to post a comment below, and we'll look at it together. Thanks, guys.